Yeah, hi there. So in the previous lecture, we talked about recording macros uh, and we also looked at what our Excel has been able to generate after it has recorded the macro. So in this video, we'll be taking a closer look at what's going on here. So we see at the top of the function we have something called sub. Then if you can still remember, like this was the name of what we named our function. So we named it my first macro. So after it, you see this my first macro and then the description. So the name of the macro and then the description. So what is green? What is green text here is this actually comment. So a comment is used to to add comments to our code. So whenever we go back to it, we can be able to remember what we've actually done before. So the when you and again when you run the code, uh, the your um, the compiler doesn't actually compile this code. It doesn't compile it, like it ignores it, it doesn't run it. So then because it is a comment. So back to our previous code. Like this was what Excel generated for us when we recorded the macro. So like these are just the text. I mean the code Excel generated while we were just playing around on the worksheet. So at the end of this, we see end sub. So this is actually saying, okay, this is where our sub routine is going to end. So all of this function here is called a sub routine. So this is a sub routine. There's another type of a routine. There is a function routine. So yeah, we're going to look at that later on in the video. So yeah, our first if we look at this, we see range d5 dot select. So what this means is when we select, when we kind of select something like this, when we do something like this, here we selected C7. So macro was if the macro was going to record something like this, we will see range C7 dot select. Then it now said active cell of the formula R1C1 equals this. So this is actually a blank cell. I mean, it's saying this is empty. Yeah, so this is just empty. There is nothing in it. So something like we have an empty cell. That's what it means. So we also have active cells dot formula one dot formula R1 equals C1 equals name. And yeah, so that was when we entered the name of the function. Then, if you could still remember. So you can go back to the previous video to check it out. So in the next one we also have range e5 dot select here. So e5 e5 is somewhere here to select. So when it selected it, when it selected it, then it we set the value to state. So that was when the other time we wrote something like name and then we wrote state. Yeah, if you can go back to the previous video to just check on them. So all of these in an application. So this is actually an this is a this is a all of these are called up. Everything in the Excel is actually a majority of them is an object. So this your range is an object, and then it has this select property. So when you see dot select, then this is a property. So you're basically saying, okay, we are we are we are setting the property of this range of, or let me say of this cell to null here. We are selecting the range of this cell here to name. We're selecting the value. We're selecting the value of this cell here to state. We're selecting the value of this cell here to to click on, which is like the name and things like that. So and everything might not be that clear to you in this video, but then as time goes on, yeah, still going, everything's going to come together, and uh we can get to understand more of how the VB thing works, and what have you. So see you in the next class. Take care.